Indian economic updates.
Union Railway Minister Ashwini Vaishnav, addressing the Lok Sabha, highlighted Indian Railways' initiatives in passenger convenience, operational efficiency, safety, and transparent recruitment. Aiming to meet growing demand, 12,000 general coaches are planned, with 900 already produced this year. For the Mahakumbh, 13,000 trains will handle passenger surges. During Chhath and Diwali, 7,900 special trains transported over 1.8 crore passengers seamlessly. Non-AC Amrit Bharat trains, offering advanced features, and short-distance Namo Bharat trains, modelled on European standards, are being expanded. Recruitment efforts remain transparent, with 1.26 crore candidates participating in exams, leading to 1.3 lakh appointments. Additionally, 12,000 flyovers underpasses now ensure all level crossings are manned or eliminated, enhancing safety and efficiency. The Telecom Regulatory Authority of India is expected to recommend spectrum assignment methods and pricing for satellite broadband by December. Following an open house discussion with stakeholders, TRAI will analyze submissions, international practices, and ITU guidelines. Incumbent telecom operators, like Reliance Jio and Bharti Airtel, favor auction-based spectrum allocation, while Starlink and Amazon's Project Cooper advocate for administrative allocation with lower costs to extend satellite broadband to remote regions. Currently, only Jio and OneWeb Eutelsat hold licenses for satellite broadband in India. TRAI is also tackling unsolicited communication, disconnecting 1.8 million spam numbers and blacklisting over 800 entities, while enhancing fraud prevention and quality monitoring through monthly reporting from April 2025. India may face a significant shortage of air conditioners and refrigerators by summer 2025 as the Bureau of Indian Standards declined to recertify over 50 component suppliers' factories in China and Vietnam. The move, aimed at promoting local manufacturing, has alarmed appliance makers who rely on imports for critical components like compressors, copper tubes, and advanced electronics. Major suppliers, including Avic Electromechanical and Highly Group, are among those affected. Bureau of Indian Standards certification, mandatory for compliance with Indian standards, expired for many suppliers in mid-2024. While the government hinted at selective approvals for components with no local production, manufacturers urged a calibrated approach to avoid disruptions. The microfinance sector witnessed a sharp asset quality decline in the September quarter, with doubtful loans rising to an 18-month high of 11.6%, reflecting regulatory concerns over sectoral exposure. Bad assets increased by 140 basis points during this period. Stress is evident in over-leveraging within the segment, affecting banks like IDFC First, Bandhan, IndusInd, and NBFCs. Collateral-free loans primarily benefit low-income women. IndusInd Bank saw its bad loan provisioning lead to a significant stock decline. Small finance banks reported the highest bad loan ratio at 15.3%, followed by non-banks, 13.4%, and private banks, 12.1%. Stabilization remains elusive, with caution advised against aggressive investments.